Okay, and see how it's pretty straight here. And any excess here, you can just pinch off the back, like so. Okay, a little water so that'll stick. It seems to be coming apart a little here. Here we go. So you need to make a couple of those for your cake. I think I made like 4 or 5 of them. Any questions on that? I'm putting it in the box because what happens is it'll fade in the lights. It's pink, you know. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to do some rose buds. And you can make these any size you want.
There is a question though, Tami.
Oh,
How wide was the strip for that rose?
It was 2 inches wide. 2 inches. That's what my little guy sit at. But you can make them any size you want. There's no set size for these. That one just happened to be, if you want smaller ones, little tiny ones for like cupcakes or something, you know, make them smaller. Just remember that whatever size you pick, it's going to be half that. So, because I folded it in half, so it ended up being 1 inch. Okay, so I started with 2 inches, but I folded it in half. Okay, so we're going to do the bud. I got to get this rolled out. Again, we're going down to my second thinnest. And again, that's personal preference too. I just like it nice and thin. Nice and thin. I love these buds. They're really easy to make and they're quick, so you can make a ton of them. Okay, so there we are. And I have a graduated circle cutter set, so you can make any size. I'm just going to pick this. This is about 1 1/4 inches, the circle. Okay, so we'll make a couple of these. Oops. All right, and when you cut it, you want to flip it over, because you know it leaves a tapered edge when you cut. Flip it over, and then what you're going to do is we're going to fold it in half. I'm going to seal it. I have big fat fingers, so I have to have tools help me. Guess I could have done a bigger one so you could see it better, huh? Okay, so we folded it in half. Again, don't hurt that folded edge. You want to thin it, but you don't want to squish it. So I thin it right here, but I make sure I don't hurt that. Okay, and then all you're going to do is bring these 2 folds down, one here and one here. See that? And again, if you need help with the water, use water to make it stick. Okay, and then you just squash it together down here at the base. Whoop. Pinching at the base. See the little rosebud? So I'll show you again. Just fold it in, fold that end in. And you can adjust it. But you've got this extra little tail here, and again, you can just pinch that off or cut it off. I'll grab my scissors and cut it off. There. You see that little rosebud? The tiny little thing. Okay, so those are the rosebuds, very cute. All right, we'll put those aside.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going on to violet, and it's not a true violet, but it's a close enough violet. And we're going to use those circle cutters again. And I'm rolling all this the same. Now the purple tends to dry out faster. It also fades. So you got to work a little faster with it. It'll crack a little bit, and you really don't want the cracks. But, oh well, I do the best we can with the lights and everything. At home it should be easier, but if it's really dry out, just remember you got to work fast. Okay, so we've got 3 parts to this, unless you make a traditional violet. And I'm going to use the little ears. Now I'm going to make a big one so you can see it, but normally I'd use this little 3/4 inch circle. Okay, but I'm going to use a bigger one. I'm going to make a bigger one so you can see it better. So we're going to cut these out. Okay. And I need two of the ears, the little top ears, so flip it over. And again, you want to seal it with the water. Oops, that was kind of a lot, but that's okay. So we're going to do kind of like what we did with the rosebud. Okay, I got to make sure you don't injure that folded edge. I got a little too much water here. Okay, and what you're going to do is just kind of tuck it in the middle to make a fold, and then you're going to bring this pointy edge down to the center, kind of like what we did only before. Okay, only we're going to have a little tuck in the back that we're going to push. And it makes it kind of round. You can pull it out if you need to, but it makes kind of like a rounded ear. Let's do it again. You can imagine if I did it with this little guy, it'd be really small and hard to see. So again, you just take a little tuck, bring this folded edge down and this guy down. Okay, and then if you end up with a little piece back there and just pinch it here. Okay. And then you want to attach those two together. A little bit of water. So these little extra tails come in handy, so you can hold it. Okay, and then just put that aside for a second.